Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by PointsBet. Use that promo code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. Cody Delmendo, Ryan Herrera, and Luke Stuckmeyer with you. We got a fun podcast planned out for today. We're going to start negative and go to the fun stuff later.
I think that's the best way to go about it.
We have bad breaking Cubs news today. We have lockout news to talk about today. And then we're going to do something fun. We're going to have a snake draft of Cubs players from 2000 until today. We're each going to pick a team, position players only, and we'll get to that and the rules and all that stuff in a little bit. But we want to start with Cody Heuer and his Instagram post that sent us all spiraling into the fetal position this afternoon. You see that photo and you're just like, oh, no.
What the hell?
Oh, no.
This is not the news that I had asked for. I've been asking for plenty of player news, but this is not it.
No, obviously had surgery, reportedly Tommy John surgery on his throwing arm. 25-year-old pitcher, key piece of the Kimbrel trade with the White Sox. A key piece, potentially, we thought, of the bullpen this season. You assume that season is now gone. We won't see him.
Yeah.
So you won't see him till maybe he's 26. The Cubs have team control of Cody Heuer until 2025. And the little piece that we saw of him last year in a Cubs uniform was good. 25 games, and you thought, well, this guy might be their closer this year, or at least an important part of the bullpen.
Yeah, I know his September was a little rough, but whose wasn't in Chicago at this point? In August, he was incredible. I don't have the stats pulled up right now. I can look at it, but just eye test, he looked good, and he looked like a guy that Cubs could trust, David Ross could trust in high leverage situations. And I think that's kind of the way bullpens are going these days. You still have a lot of traditional closers, but traditional setup men aren't as prevalent, I don't think. And you don't have like your seventh inning guy, whatever. But Cody Heuer looked like a guy that you're in a high leverage situation in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th inning. You could throw him in there, and he could get you out of any rough spots you're in. And now, at least for 2022, that's not happening.
Yeah, it's tough because not only does it suck for him, but now we have to wait and see I know Tommy John, many players have been able to come back from it and have successful careers,
or even better.
Right.
Some of them come back throwing harder.
The world of medicine and all of that has advanced so far that it's not the end of the world. It's just the fact that we have to wait a whole year now. And then maybe even the year after, we're talking a year and a half at least. So it'd probably be mid-season 2023, if that, that's hopeful, right? So you're missing all that time. And then, I don't know, you just don't know where the Cubs are going to be mid-season 2023. And, if they get better faster than you expect and they need someone here or there, I don't know if they'd be willing to wait around for him. But, yeah, second half was one of the few bright spots for the Cubs. So it sucks. Part of the Kimbrel trade and everything, it's ironic. Nick Madrigal misses all the second half of last year, and we're going into this year thinking we're going to have them both. And then now this happens to Heuer, and it's like, all right, well, when are we going to see them both? You know what I mean?
I think the fun part for Cubs fans about that trade is that Sox fans that are friends of mine were all like, oh, well, I wish they hadn't given up Cody Heuer, or I wish they hadn't given up Matt. So they're not happy about what they gave up. So I do think Cubs fans can hang their hat on that when they're both playing, they're going to be good players for the Cubs' future moving forward. There's a lot of upside for both guys. And, my Cubby cup of Kool-Aid, if I go half full, I look at it and say, you know what? He can come back even better. He can come back even stronger. And if you're choosing between shoulder surgery or Tommy John these days, I'd rather have Tommy John surgery for a player any day because of the way they're bouncing back and the way medicine has turned it into just sort of, listen, it's no ordinary surgery if it's on you. If it's on somebody else, it's an ordinary surgery. For a pitcher, it's obviously a big deal.
Yeah, I have the stats real quick. Again, like I said, September, October wasn't great for him. But outside of Frank Schwindel on the Cubs, no one really had great September. August, 1-1, 1.29 ERA and 12 appearances, 14 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs that whole time, 1.07 WHIP. I mean, he had a solid first month with the Cubs, and I was kind of thinking about this is, I talked to him on the field, right before the Field of Dreams game last year, and we were talking about it. He was kind of disappointed that he got traded right before the Sox went to Iowa for the Field of Dreams game. He didn't get to have that experience because he got traded away from the Sox. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, at least you'll get to have that experience this year, maybe even play in the game this year. No, that's not happening. That kind of sucks, man. Yeah. The Field of Dreams game was so cool last year, and to lose your first opportunity at that game by getting traded, and now you're injured, and there's no chance he pitches in that game this year, that's tough.
Yeah, that's a good point that you make up because, I mean, that was a special game and was like one of the few nights that I feel like all like sports fans were watching baseball. Something that we don't really see anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things.
No,
it's a special event type game, but just like in the feeling of being able to be a part of something like that, it's disappointing. It has to be disappointing for him.
One of the other things that's tough about this injury for the Cubs is that during the lockout, he's a major league player. He's not getting treated by Cubs doctors. He's not getting, the best staff. He's not at the facility when he needs to rehab unless hopefully this gets done and that can all start to pick up again. And, Brendan had pointed out on our Slack channel that, he'd been working on 2-seam, 4-seam adjustments with his grip, trying to change the spin rate and stuff. And so, we don't get to see what the results of those adjustments are this season. Like you said, you got to wait another year and a half before he can continue working on that. We were hoping that an off season of that, we'd get to see it and he'd explode onto the scene and be the player that I think most of Major League Baseball thinks he can be, which is a top-line reliever for a team, and hopefully it's going to be the Cubs here for most of his career. So disappointing news to start Tuesday for sure.
That going into this season, if he didn't get hurt, he was going to be the setup guy, like eighth-inning guy.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah,
Worst case scenario.
I had Rowan Wick as the closer.
Yeah, Rowan Wick as the closer.
Yeah. The thing was like Ross had used him, like he would throw him – an inning and a third, inning or 2/3. Like he was proving that he could be a double-digit inning guy, which in this day and age is huge. I mean, Josh Hader, great example. And there's plenty of other guys, but off the top of my head, guys like him, of course, Josh Hader is much better than him as far as stuff and
seasoning experience.
So far.
But you're looking at the potential. You're thinking about what that potentially could be. And you're like, man, now we're missing out. And now the Cubs are in a situation where they got to fill that hole. And let's be real, the Cubs still have a lot of holes to fill already. So it sucks. It's unfortunate. I don't really know the story behind like what happened. I assume he was working out or something. And,
I don't know.
We don't know. And it's, you look at the bullpen last year, that first half of the season, as one of the, probably top bullpens in MLB. And then Heuer comes in, but all those trades happen, and Heuer's one of the few bright spots I think of that bullpen. I mean, we look at it and it's like Heuer looked like he was going to be a part of the bullpen for the future. Everyone else, few guys had different flashes and stuff like that, but Heuer looked really good for at least for that first month.
Rachel was just pointing out, I don't know if we can bring that back up, but she was saying if it predates December 1st, you're on your own as far as rehab goes, and it does really suck. It's just another one of these fallouts from the lockout and where we're at with that, and that's the next part of the conversation when we get there. But like, you look at the Cubs bullpen, and I don't ever know what to make out of a bullpen. Right. I know that I was excited about seeing Codi Heuer pitch for the Cubs this season, and you're not sure what players you should be excited about seeing, but I know he was definitely on that list of top 5 players where I'd say Codi Heuer is somebody I want to see play baseball this season. It's not going to happen. As far as bullpens go, sure, I think it's okay to feel confident that the Cubs are going to have a good bullpen, and you can say they got some pretty good arms, but let's be honest, bullpens are a total roll of the dice. They're good one year, the same guys, the same group of guys can be absolutely terrible the next season if they're overused or just for no reason whatsoever, they're not that good. Because they're relievers, because they're not starters.
Right. Steve Cishek, I think, is a great example of that. He was so good with the Cubs, but let's be real, Joe Madden overused him so much. And, I mean, it didn't necessarily hurt the Cubs, but it definitely didn't help the White Sox when he went to the White Sox after the seasons that he had with the Cubs. But also, towards the end of multiple seasons with the Cubs, he would start to, fall apart. So,
very few relievers can you count on season to season. I mean, the greats do it every year, but there are a handful of guys that are that way. That's why if you find a reliever that's great for that season, it's like finding gold for a competitive team.
Yeah, I wonder also what this kind of does to the starting pitcher battle, because we talked about Alzolay, talked about Mills, Keegan Thompson, Justin Steele. I want to say not having we don't know for sure that Heuer was going to be that reliable guy you could throw in anywhere. I believe he could have been. But now that you can't count on him, I think that pulls Alec Mills back to the bullpen. I think out of those four guys that might be battling for a starting pitching spot, Alec Mills is probably the best, the most reliable guy they have, and he's probably going to end up being back in the bullpen just to have that guy that you could throw out there at any inning during the game and can at least throw strikes, maybe get you some outs.
And you like to see Thompson there anyway, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see Thompson more so in the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 8th inning. Honestly. He was so much better as a reliever last year than he was as a starter. He had a 7 ERA as a starter, in the 5 starts he had. Take those 5 starts for what you will, but still, I mean, he clearly proved that he was in a much better role out of the pen. But, yeah, I think Thompson would be a great guy to insert in there opening day in his spot. Mills is interesting. I think Mills' role is just being – kind of like you're versatile, can do anything, can do a spot start or
he's a chameleon.
Long relief, whatever. I don't think you'd want to change that too much, but at this point, I mean, either one would work right now. So
at this point, you don't know what the bullpen's going to look like anyway. Right. So it's
that's
tough.
True. Yeah.
Our guy Mike Dubbs chiming in saying he's for sure a reliever.
Yeah,
a lot more.
Mike Dubbs. Shout out to Mike Dubbs.
Shout out Mike Dubbs. Every day he's with us. I love it.
Yeah.
We don't know. We haven't been able to talk to David Ross obviously since last season, but there was the Keegan Thompsons, just those guys that they wanted to test them out as starters, and they up and down, some flashes here and there, but who knows? They might do the same thing again this year and start off this season with those guys in the rotation and trying to make them starters.
I will say that eventually, when you find a guy and you want to put him somewhere, I prefer they just put them there as opposed to bouncing back and forth with guys, and you're not sure if they're starters, relievers.
I feel like Alec Mills really took on that role, though, and not many guys can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think you do it with your youngest, most promising prospects
True.
too much. Didn't the Cubs do that with Jeff Samardzija? It was kind of like, what's he going to be early on? I think you'd have been better off just being put in one position and riding it out for a while, but, sometimes you have a need for that on a competitive team to figure out where they're going to be. So we'll see. Disappointing news for sure, no question about it. And then that's on the heels of we're 97 days into the second longest work stoppage in Major League Baseball history. I mean, and I don't really – so they're having talks today. I did see that Ian Happ is there.
Yeah, he's like a player representative. Right?
Player rep. He's one of the guys there. Greinke was there today. Trevor Bauer was there today, apparently. And
I think Evan Drellich tweeted out, it was him. They met for about 20 minutes earlier today.
And that was it?
Yeah, was at 1:09 p.m. He said, MLB's, their people arrived. The sides are going to meet again. 20 minutes later, he said the meeting's over. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. At this point, it doesn't seem like a good thing. It doesn't seem like they really got anything. Unless they came in, they're like, yep, I like that. I like that.
Well, I saw Rick Sutcliffe say, I don't know, I have a good feeling about today. He tweeted out, and I was just like, I don't know if that's just, again, the cup of Cubby Kool-Aid is half full there, or if he's just
he's trying to be positive. I don't blame him.
Yeah, and so, they're talking about now, today, that was potentially going to be the new deadline or the re-deadline for 162 games. That was kind of a comical conversation. It's like, wait a minute. You already took away 2 series.
That's what I thought, too, and I was
what
very
happened
confused.
We've canceled 2 weeks, and they're not coming back, no matter what. We've not 2 weeks, 2 series.
Yeah.
they're gone forever. Now all of a sudden you're telling me today's the new deadline? Like,
That's what's so arbitrary about
What?
these deadlines. It just doesn't like they're making, and it's a negotiating tactic.
100%.
MLB is making this deadline just to get, I don't know if to get things moving, to kind of, make the players sweat, but
Right.
these deadlines aren't real. They're not built in anywhere. They're just making these as they go, and
Right.
and that's the part that makes it tough, is when you really just think about, like, this is all just negotiating tactics trying to keep people off their. On
And
their
I don't
toes.
know why the MLB is trying to thinks that they can even make the players sweat. Like, I think the players know what they want, and they're clearly, very clearly, are going to try and at least get something close to what they want.
right.
There's one deadline. The deadline is when the owners have to start paying back the money to the RSNs. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
to
the
the TV
only thing.
stations.
It's not about the bases. It's not about the DH. It's about the money for both sides. That's
It's always about
Right.
money. Cash
Well,
is king.
And Jason Hayward put it too, they're not worried about losing money, the owners, in the month of April, because all the teams in the cold weather towns don't get fans at the ballpark anyways.
Yeah.
So they're not losing that much money.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The rumor is that we're recording this podcast live now. It's, Tuesday, 3:30 Central, going on 4. And so maybe it'll change, but the rumor is that they may cancel another week of games after today. So we'll see if that happens. It'd be disappointing, especially on the heels of the Cody Heuer. It would be a tough Tuesday. But that's where we're at right now. And hopefully the news that comes out of there the next time is a little more positive. That's all you can hope for.
I want to talk about money too. It's just like this thing with the Ricketts and Chelsea overcame some
the
biblical
Chelsea.
losses.
Multiple, like $2 billion, wasn't it?
Something like that. It was biblical losses. Biblical
This was
the
biblical
word.
money to try and pay for a
Yeah,
soccer team.
oh my God, yeah.
Soccer club? Should I say club?
Club. I think club. Football club.
Football club?
Yeah, football
FC?
club. Yeah. But I mean, that's just another thing going, at least as far as like Cubs fans and what this lockout and stuff means to the Cubs. That's just like, it feels like another slap in the face. It's like the Ricketts are out there mulling an offer for Chelsea, football club. And meanwhile, we're stuck in lockout hell, and there's no baseball being played. And that Cody Heuer can't even go and get, the top medical treatment that he can get because he's a locked out player. Like, it's just another slap in the face of just, when are we going to get over this? When are we really going to sit down and hammer out a deal? Because it's hurting us as fans more than like really anyone. I mean, I guess the stadium workers, people that are losing money, like losing their livelihoods by it.
Right.
Just in general, like the people that depend on baseball and the fans, it's hurting everyone. And I don't know that they seem to get it.
Speaking of more money coming in, did you see Apple Plus is going to do Friday Night Baseball now?
Oh,
Stream baseball, double headers on Friday night. So Apple's getting involved in professional baseball and sports broadcasting, and
I don't even know. I don't have Apple TV,
Apple Plus,
whatever it's called.
that's where you get Ted Lasso, right?
Yeah, no. Oh, okay.
I haven't
Yes.
seen, like everybody says Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
I haven't
real
watched
good?
Ted Lasso.
Everybody says Ted Lasso. It's the only reason I'm looking to get it.
I don't have the Apple Plus, whatever it's called, Apple
Get it
TV
now.
Plus.
You could use my login if you
all
haven't
right,
seen Ted
I
Lasso.
appreciate
Both
that.
of you guys.
Well, then I can watch baseball too. if
Might
it
have to
ever
show
happens.
Grandpa
Stuckey had
Stuckey.
trouble finding it on his
We're gonna have to
television,
show
I'll be
him how
honest
to
with
type
you.
It's a
it
great
in
show.
and
I've
everything.
watched it.
It is good?
It's good, yeah.
We got a question. Is MLB the only? I'll go back to that last one, Joey. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Is MLB the only pro entity that doesn't share its books with the players? Maybe. I've never looked into it, but I know as far as like hard caps and the revenue sharings that NFL and NBA, I think the owners or the teams in those sports have to like share their.
I
their
believe I've heard that,
financials.
but I don't know if that's...
I don't know for sure, and I don't want to put that out there, but I think that's
It sounds correct, but
that's
I'm not...
correct.
You need Apple Plus for Ted Lasso.
it's elite.
It's
TV.
elite
Thank you.
TV,
Elite.
Rachel says.
And
not
Rachel
wrong.
is a Brit telling us how we should be saying Chelsea. So she knows about elite soccer TV.
From a Brit. Football club is what we. I
Football
can't
club.
even read that. Yeah, read it out loud for us, Joey.
From a Brit, football club is what we normally say. Chelsea are a team that has traditionally been a big spending team. It would be interesting to see them under the Ricketts.
Oh,
The Ricketts
wow.
are
talk about big spending.
we're-
Oh, we got
wow.
he got an Arsenal
Lawrence
fan
comes
over here.
in and
Lawrence,
says
the Arsenal
Chelsea
fan.
sucks.
All right.
Handler? Chelsea Handler?
I don't know.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to dive into. That financially, we've talked about how they've got a sports book coming to Wrigley Field. We got our sports book that we're hanging with, PointsBet. They do a great job of helping us out. I got my account this last weekend. I'm ready to dive in. I'm just waiting for Cody's advice on how I can, get the beak wet a little bit and see, dive into the water. I don't want to go both feet in just yet. I'm just going to stick the beak in the water, see if it's cold, see if it's hot.
Well, if you check out the bet show, you can definitely.
You were on today.
Yeah, we can definitely get our bets from today. Go check that out. If you didn't, me and Sean are having fun so far doing that. But after you do that, you can log on to PointsBet, which is the best way to support CHGO. If you download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up, if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all our web content. And you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. Hashtag dope merch. Dope merch, baby.
Hashtag dope merch.
If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com and we'll help you. Remember that PointsBet is your home for live in-game betting. They even have a new exclusive feature, live NBA same-game parlay. Got a parlay today. It's not NBA, but again, check that out on the bet show. For the first time ever.
Come on, don't tease us like that. Just tell us the parlay.
It's college basketball parlay.
Oh, I did see that earlier.
College basketball moneyline parlay. Clemson's playing right now. Bellarmine. You tell me where Bellarmine is. I have no idea where Bellarmine is.
I don't know.
Gonzaga moneyline. And off the top of my head, I don't have it, but.
Another one.
Yeah. I think there's two more, wasn't there?
There's two more. It's a 5-leg parlay.
Oh, wow.
Anyway. You can combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. You can even boost your live same-game parlays as well. And now, online signups are available here in Illinois. You can actually download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. Signing up with the fastest sportsbook is now easier than ever, and you can start living your bet life in seconds. Use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. So what are you waiting for, guys?
Turbo fast.
I didn't wait. I got it done on Saturday. I was right in there.
These guys know if you're in the comments and you haven't done this yet, get on it.
Mike Dove said print this shirt. Anyway, go ahead.
Dope merch. Love it.
Grandpa Stucky, print the shirt. Mike Dobbs. Okay. So we're going to – are you done? No? There's more?
I had a few lines left.
Oh, finish it, yeah.
Okay. So, again, use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Once your game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Let's do it.
All right. Now we're going to do it, right?
Let's
now,
go.
Here comes the snake draft. All right. So let's have Joey set up the rules for us. And then I have a couple other thoughts I want to throw out there before we start. But, Joey, give us the rules for this snake draft. We'll break it into 2 parts here.
Cool.
What do we have?
First things first, Bellarmine is in Louisville, Kentucky.
Excuse me. I believe it's Louisville.
I had never even heard of that academic institution. But, all right, so we're going to do a draft. We're going to draft all 8 field positions plus a DH, so no pitcher. Players must have played for the Cubs from 2000 to now. Each player can only be chosen once. That seems obvious. Once someone's taken, they can't be taken again. Player can be chosen from any position they played while on the Cubs, even if it was 1 game, 1 inning. So you can play Chris Bryant at like 7 different positions.
You can't give away picks.
Sorry.
They never would have picked Chris Bryant if you hadn't brought that
I'm
up.
sure. But if you screw that up, so let's say that Grandpa Stucky has a brain fart, tries to take, Soriano at shortstop, that doesn't fly. So
I see what you're saying.
So Ryan and Cody get to pick his shortstop out of any eligible player.
I like that too.
Or if I take a guy that didn't play
in the time period,
somewhere in the time period.
Right. So if you take,
and that's a little misleading. The way we worded that first one, he doesn't have to have played 2000 to now. He doesn't have to have 22 years with the Cubs.
From 2000.
Just has to be played on the Cubs in one of those seasons.
Yeah.
Correct.
Just to clarify, because I don't know how many guys. Nobody.
We're good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Now I also want one more thing. This doesn't have to be a rule. I'm just throwing it out there how I'm going to draft my team. I'm telling you right now out of the gate, this might help you. I don't care about lefty-righty. I'm not worried about who's lefty-righty in my lineup. I don't care at all. And I also am going to be wishy-washy. I'm going to flip back and forth about whether or not I care what they did in their time frame with the Cubs. So I can tell you right now, I'll throw it out there. I'm not drafting Nomar. I don't really consider him a Cub. He was a great player, but for the Cubs, it didn't really exist.
So they
for me,
had like obviously it's all based off their Cubs tenure.
Mostly. I'm just telling you right now that Nomar's a guy I'm not interested in.
Sounds good.
For that reason.
All right.
How we doing this?
Do we have an order set, Joey?
Joey, just pick it. Who goes first?
We will go age order.
Age
Therefore,
order?
Ryan will
goes
pick first.
Well, that's total BS. First of all, respect
you're
your
working
elders.
with the most-
What happened to respect
I
your
go
elders?
first?
Yes, well, Stucky's working with the most. He's had a credentialed
That's
press
true.
pass for
That's
17
true.
years. So
Yeah,
you
right.
have a
Well, that's-
defined advantage.
Yeah. See, I don't even remember like 2004 and before that.
Yeah, but you guys
do.
were looking up your iPhones and everything, and I'm digging out tablets today.
Oh my goodness!
All right. So should we just go?
Go
Should I
ahead.
start?
Who's your first pick?
I didn't know I was gonna get the first pick,
Yeah,
but
that's a scam.
my strategy is
lost my pen.
to clean up the least deep positions.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go catcher first, and I'm gonna pick Wilson Contreras.
All right. Wilson's off the board.
That's interesting. The strategy there. I think that's very interesting.
I don't think he's the best player that played for the Cubs from 2000 to now.
I get that,
don't.
but you think there aren't a whole lot of catchers to take.
He's by
Right.
far the best catcher that's on the board, and
I agree with that, yeah.
And I think unless there's one guy that made one All-Star team that was supposed to be good and wasn't, the drop off is pretty
You
significant.
don't have to give us any teases.
I'm just saying the
We know
drop,
who we're taking
The
now.
drop off is pretty significant from Wilson and everyone else.
Okay. All right. Wilson Contreras.
All right.
Go ahead. Kids are up.
Sorry, I'm dying over here. I think Ryan's strategy is interesting, but I don't know. I think it's a shame that Chris Bryant wasn't taken number 1 overall. I think Chris Bryant should be number 1, not only because of versatility, but
Where are you putting him at?
Yeah, where are you gonna
what
put
position?
him? That's
let's
the
put him
problem.
at third base. That's
Okay.
base,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Let me
We'll put him
cross
at third
off
base.
Brian at third.
Yep, I got it.
I mean, I like that. I think it's a guy. I'm stunned at the Cubs fans. There's a lot of love still for Chris Bryant. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But even a small portion of the fan base that's kind of soured on him a little bit, I don't understand.
I think it also.
I don't understand at
I think
all.
it affected him too.
I think it's just a-
100% it impacted him.
Oh yeah, I think it's just a vocal minority of them too. I think the,
I do too.
the Cubs
Angry
fans
people are usually louder.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Were either of you at the game when he came back 6 weeks after the trade deadline when the Giants came?
I was
to
on.
Wrigley?
I was at the
not.
Saturday
Oh,
game.
that Friday was unbelievable. It was. I mean, just being in the press box was it was so much fun to be at.
Yeah.
Like it was so cool. But I digress.
All right, so Wilson Contreras, Chris Bryant. I'm finally up, and I'm going old school.
2 picks, by the way.
two
Oh,
picks
man.
back.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
'cause
even
snake
think of it.
draft.
Oh, the
So
snake
Go
draft.
with your first one.
All right, well, this pick's easy for me. I don't care about corks. I don't care about performance-enhancing drugs. Sammy Sosa's my right fielder, and he's flying the flag out there. He should be back at Wrigley. He should be celebrated at Wrigley Field, and he is the greatest Cubs hitter of all time. Now, is he the greatest Cubs player of all time? Maybe not, but he's the home run leader for the Cubs.
Right.
You know, what did I write? I did write something on Sammy because I was stunned by the numbers, even though you lived through it. 2000s, he starts off 50 homers, 64 homers, 49 homers, 40 homers.
Right.
Yeah. You know what?
Tell me who else is. I know the game was different. I know. I'm just saying that's a player. I'll take Sammy and Wright. And I also think Wright is a little bit of a weak position for the Cubs. There's
true.
players, but I'm just saying, Sammy, you mentioned Contreras at catcher. Sammy at right is by far the best player the Cubs have ever had.
Maybe I screwed myself, but I like my pick.
I think I took Chris Bryant before Sammy just because not only can he play multiple positions, but he has the accolades and for the most part has been pretty consistent over his career. It was very hard.
I don't
for
have a
me to
problem
choose.
with anybody's pick. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I couldn't let
I'm just,
Sammy go to number 4.
I'm just mentioning
fair
for the people in the comments.
All right, so now I got to come up with somebody else,
second
huh?
pick.
Oh man, now. And if you're at home and you're thinking about giving us ideas, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Don't ruin this.
we'll
Play
have-
along
we'll
in your
have-
head, but don't throw us any of your ideas.
We'll
'cause
have honorable mentions at the end. And
we're gonna miss somebody. We're gonna miss
We're
guys.
100% gonna miss.
Someone asked, "Are we imagining this after we ban the shift?"
I love that.
I love it.
Yeah, catcher's tough. First base. I will go with Ben Zobrist at second base.
Ooh, okay.
World Series MVP. He gives me flexibility if I want to move him somewhere else later in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just clutch, you know? I mean, are there other guys that I could have taken at second base?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with some other guys at second base, but I'll take Ben Zobrist, and he's a different type of hitter.
I mean, he's the World Series MVP.
Yeah,
You put
period.
Ben Zobrist on a graphic,
Period.
he's going to look good regardless of who's next to him. Him being the World Series MVP is like puts him right at the top, if not right near the top, if not at the top.
I'm having a little buyer's remorse because I just thought of a pick I could have made, but I'll Ben Zobrist is the guy I want.
All right. So it's back to me now, right?
Yeah, it's back to Cody.
Yep.
All right. So I got my guy at third base. Now I got to figure out what I want to do here. We might as well stay on the infield. I think.
Yeah. See, now the panic's setting in on me because
There's so many choices.
I know. Yeah, there's. This would have been a lot harder like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago would have been a lot harder.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just pair his buddy? We'll take Anthony Rizzo at first.
Anthony Rizzo at first base. Yep.
Souvenir shop.
I feel like the people in the comments are going to love my team just because I have those
That you
two
got
guys.
Brizzo.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's like, I mean, he's modern day Mr. Cub. I mean,
You had to.
He's a captain.
Yeah.
Put a C
Yeah.
on his chest. The fact that a C never got put on his chest is pretty
that's-
tragic. But
Yeah.
him and Chris Bryant were the face of the Cubs.
Was I wrong to
For a
take
long
Ben Zobrist there?
no, I don't think you were.
Was I crazy? It's because of the position partly and the MVP.
I will say I think you could have got Ben Zobrist a little later.
Yeah, I might have.
But-
I might have overstretched a little bit.
May have, but then again, you had like
Might have
6
reached.
picks to go. But yeah,
It's the snake draft thing. It's the back-to-back.
Lawrence, that's like taking a kicker in the draft. early
Yeah,
in the draft.
it's like taking Robbie Gold in the first
Anyway.
round.
All right, so am I up?
You're up.
I'm up. All right, so I was really hoping you would pick. I'll get into what I wanted to do before. I'm gonna stick first base. I'm gonna go with Derek Lee. Derek Lee,
D-Lee, that hurts.
His 2005 year was incredible. When he got hurt in 2006, that was like my dog dying. I felt so bad when Derek Lee got hurt in 2006. So
199 hits,
his 2005 was
50
incredible.
doubles,
He was in the MVP race.
Yeah, where
that
did he
year.
finish in MVP?
46
I want to say
homers.
second to Pujols.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only because the Cubs
And
weren't very
he
good.
played a great first base.
Oh, yeah.
Great first base.
And then with my third round pick, my first third round pick, I could go a few ways here, but I'm gonna stick with my heart, and I'm gonna go at shortstop, Javier Baez.
This is ridiculous.
Oh.
This is not right.
Javier Baez is my shortstop. And let me get real quick. I mean, Javi, besides another guy that might get traded here, he's one of my top 2 favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that he could ever pass or even tie the guy who used to be my soul,
Mm-hmm.
number one. But Javi, just he came up and he's just lightning, and he's the most energetic guy. He does things that no one, like few other people can do on the baseball field. You know, the strikeouts, and there were so many things that when he got traded, it was probably a good thing.
It's a gut punch.
It was a gut punch, but it was also probably like, you know, the best thing for both parties is to kind of part ways. You know, they were going different directions, but just what Javi Baez made it fun to watch baseball again for a while. That play at the plate with the Pirates.
Oh, yeah.
That
Might have been the play of 2021.
Oh, I was covering that game remotely because I was in Pittsburgh. I swear when it was going on, I did this. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? I didn't know. But
One of the most exciting players in Cubs history.
yeah,
I think he bet on himself. That's why he's not a Cub.
you know, he's in Detroit now. Maybe
Hope it works out for
All
him.
those guys did.
Yeah.
The whole core did.
Yeah, they did.
But based off actual reports now,
Yes.
he
Yeah.
definitely bet on himself. Because I think that if he could go back and change things, he would have taken the offer the Cubs offered him in 2019.
Those guys might all get less than they were allegedly offered by the Cubs.
Allegedly. yes.
Some of them may get less, for sure.
Pandemic also didn't hurt the Javi contract talks, but I digress.
All right,
All right.
so you're done. I'm up. Is it me?
Cody,
Pick us to Cody.
Ah, come on.
And two
When
to,
do I get to
two to
pick
the
again?
grandpa.
and it's him, then 2 to you, Grandpa Stuckmeyer.
All right, let's go.
All right. So I think it's time to. God, I don't know where to go.
I know exactly where I'm going.
I've got a couple guys in mind.
I'm going to go.
Joey, shut your mouth.
All right. I'm going to go out to left field, and I'm going to take my guy, Alfonso Soriano. We talked about yesterday how fans think he is the,
Fonzie.
a bad
Yeah.
free agent signing. But
Every
he's
soundbite
actually
started with,
great.
yeah.
Oh man, I think
Yeah,
you throw on the
Yeah.
graphic, you throw that Instagram picture we showed yesterday on this graphic, and it like people forget that Alfonso Soriano had a couple of rough years, like that him being Jack is just
Yeah, he did. I'm just saying, when I look at the graphic that we have up right now, you have D. Lee, Baez, and Contreras.
oh yeah.
Cody's got Rizzo, Bryant, Soriano, like murderer's row.
Yeah.
Both of them are really good. So, and I have Zobrist, different type of hitter than anybody out there, and Sammy, the all-time slugger.
Where you
So,
going?
I'm going center field. You go, we go.
All right. I love it.
Oh,
Dexter Fowler. I got my
man.
leadoff man.
Damn.
He was one of my favorite Cubs that, like, I don't know, like, that barely played a long tenure. You know what I mean? Well, he played 2 years and almost didn't play the second year.
Right.
You know what
It's
I mean?
overlooked. If they don't get him back, at the last second for that.
yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to go
Remember how
to
cool that was?
Supposed to go to
Right.
Orioles.
Remember
They
Jed and
surprised
Theo
him.
surprised the team with him at
Yeah,
spring
that was
training.
like-
Nobody
yeah.
knew where he was going to go, and they walked him out there.
That was the best thing ever.
I feel like every year, like on the anniversary of that, I always see that video pop up on my timeline on Twitter.
And that's the guy they never replaced that production.
No, they have never.
Nope.
They thought Albert Almora was going to be that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been looking for a true leadoff hitter. And don't get me wrong, Dexter, when he left, has not been the same player.
No.
Not that he's been bad. I'm just saying he hasn't been 2016 Dexter
He's
Fowler.
also had injuries as well.
100%.
It's okay
yeah.
though, because he's a Cardinal. So
Anybody that leads off the World Series with a home run.
Exactly.
Fine in my book.
Fine in my book, too.
So Dexter Fowler's my leadoff guy. Got a little flexibility with Zobrist. I got Sammy slugging. And then KB is gone. I have to go to the obvious guy, Aramis Ramirez. One of the greatest trades in Cubs history,
What
getting
am I
Aramis
gonna
Ramirez.
do? Oh,
Like
yeah.
that was.
What am I to do?
I know he's another guy that some people sour on, and he was a little.
Kind of lazy.
He was viewed as a little bit lazy, but when he wanted to play third base, he was solid at third base, and you cannot tell me he wasn't a professional hitter.
Oh, he was.
Aramis Ramirez raked for the Cubs for a long, long time. So Aram is my choice at third base. 239 homers in his career for the Cubs, 806 ribbies.
The walk-off against Milwaukee, was it 2007 or 2008? Greatest Lane Casper call ever, in my opinion.
I don't remember which year. But
I
know what you're
remember the
talking
one against the White Sox at Wrigley in the crosstown,
Rammy,
where the
Aram.
crowd just went crazy when he hit a home run.
Really?
Who do
I don't know. It's just something about that walk-off against Milwaukee.
Oh, I mean, he had some moments like
he and Derek Lee were the original. That's the original Brizzo.
Yeah.
They were.
yeah.
They were so fun.
So that's
That's you.
I feel like I've stepped it up a little bit. Now I've
right.
got some
That's
thump.
good.
Now I got Sammy and Aramis, and then I got the other two more flexible batters. So I'm going for a little variety, not just home runs here.
All
I
right.
feel good about my picks so far.
Yeah.
Cody's up.
All right. Oh, man. Well, got a little bit of both here. Let's go to second base. I'm thinking Mark Grzelcyk.
Mark Rizolanic.
I'm not sure if this
I want to
is
see if Joey can
Throwback
spell this
name.
correctly.
I'm not sure if this is too early or not.
Joey's Googling right now.
I'm not sure if it's too early or not. But
No, he was on there.
No, he was on my list. I don't know if I had him.
He might have been like 2001 or 2002, but he was
definitely
maybe
03.
03.
Yeah.
Definitely
See, I was going to
03.
try and swing Javi at second base.
Sorry.
Can't do it
Sorry.
anymore.
All right.
you
Yeah, Mark
gotta-
Grzelcyk. I mean, he was before my time. Like I said, like 03 is like I still didn't even really understand
Right.
baseball.
Right.
But I
He
mean,
was good.
yeah.
He was a good player for the Cubs. That was a good pickup. Why don't you make one of your picks, and then we'll take a brief, as you say, break for our sponsors.
Yep. All right, so what's this, fourth round? My fourth round pick. And I'm going to go new. I'm going to go fun. I'm going to go someone everyone hated to lose. I'm going to go with Big Stick Nick Castellanos as my right fielder.
Your right fielder. It's a good right fielder.
Big Stick Nick. He, was that, 1 year with the Cubs, and it was just like,
It was a half
he became
It
a
was
legend.
16
Half a year.
homers in 51 games.
Yeah, 16 homers, 50. He became a legend.
You can't get a stretch too much better than that.
He became a legend quickly. Everyone wanted him back, and
Everybody
didn't bring
still
him
want-
back.
they still want him back. He's a free agent.
now, and I think most Cubs fans would give him a blank check.
Oh, yeah.
And say, here
he's
you
your
go.
DH. Hello. Today.
Oh yeah, today, yeah, definitely. But he's my right fielder as far as this.
I don't know what the odds are on him coming back, but we could look that up at PointsBet.
All right.
I'm sure they have it for us.
Yeah, the odds on Nick Castellanos coming back. PointsBet, I don't know if you have him on there. I'll go look later today. But I got to tell you, if you enjoy CHGO, one way to help us continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Not only are you going to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt, #dope merch, of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can actually download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. What are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet, live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Want to thank everybody that's been watching us on CHGO. We've had a great feedback. This is day 3 for us, at least. Started on Friday. It's been great. We've got more podcasts coming. We got podcasts every day, live shows after every game, post-game shows, premium written content coming for you. Dope merch for all teams, guys. Dope. The French say dope. I say dope merch. Free shirt when you become a member. Members only Discord, the CHGO Lounge. Make sure you go and give us reviews. Give us the 5-star review. Like us, subscribe, all of it. Get it done. And let's pick up the pace here a little bit. We're a little bit behind schedule on the draft. All right.
We had a late start though.
You got another? Yeah, we did. You got another pick. Go ahead.
All right, so I got a lot of sluggers on my team. Obviously, a lot of good bats. But like you, I need a leadoff guy. I need someone who can go out there, set the table, get on base, or at least put the ball in play, make some magic happen. I'm going my center fielder, my 2006 MVP, Juan Pierre.
Yeah, that's a good pick. A lot of stolen bases.
A lot of stolen bases, solid bat, solid contact. Didn't hit a lot of home runs. I think it was like 3 with the Cubs in that 1 year, but he's going to get on base. He's going to steal a base. He didn't, 2006 didn't have a lot of wins in it, but
no.
I loved Juan Pierre.
2006, 58 stolen bases.
58.
I know that's not a stat anybody cares about anymore, but 58 stolen bases, that's significant.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, Cody, you're up.
All right. Similar to Ryan and Nick Castellanos, I'm going center field with Kenny Lofton, who had
Kenny Lofton.
a hell of a
career,
second
but that
half
was a
and-
great pickup.
Yeah.
1 year,
Was,
right?
was
Half
he
a
part
year?
of the...
Yeah, it was Aramis and Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, I thought he was part of it.
Fleeced the Pirates on that one.
He was one of my favorite players that year.
So that puts it back to me.
It does.
2 picks. All right. I got some choices here. Let me see. I still need a shortstop.
That you do.
All right. Again, I've told you, I'm not worried about certain things in this draft. Addison Russell, shortstop.
Addison Russell.
Make it happen.
shortstop.
I
don't know about you, Lou. Can't look at you right now.
Listen, I know that's a slightly controversial pick. Some people want to forget that he was ever here. I believe in second chances. It's maybe not forgivable what he did, but on the baseball field, I'm taking him as the shortstop for the fantasy draft. Addison Russell is short. This is where it's tough for me. I need a first baseman, and I'll tell you where I'm going. I got 3 guys. Mark Grace, 2000, Fred McGriff, and Eric Karros. I know that's the end of Grace's career. I don't care. I'm remembering Mark Grace as a Cub, the guy that had all the hits, more hits than anybody in the 90s. Mark Grace is my first baseman.
the thing is, on a graphic, no one's gonna go look up his stats and what he did in 2000. Like they're gonna see Mark Grace and they're gonna see, yeah, he was awesome.
Right.
It's not gonna hurt you to put Mark Grace.
Most
as your
hits of
first pick.
any player in the 90s.
Yeah.
Period. The
a good
only
pick.
other guy that led a decade in hits that's not in the Hall of Fame is Pete Rose.
Wow. Did not know that.
I didn't know that
I'm
either.
not saying Gracie's a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it was pretty good company.
All right, Cody, you're up.
All right. I'm a little surprised he hasn't been taken yet, but at shortstop, I'm going to take Starlin Castro.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I almost went there.
All right.
Personally, I would have taken Starlin Castro over Addison Russell, but that's just me.
I was gonna take him as my second baseman, and you just screwed me. So you're mean. All right. What do I want to do?
I'm feeling really good about my team, guys.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
I feel good about your team.
I'm about to win this draft right here. My left fielder.
Is Grizzlonic spelled right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. My left
Make
fielder
sure.
hasn't been taken yet, I don't think. My left fielder is going to be – actually, no. My DH
Oh, you're going
is going to
DH.
be Kyle Schwarber.
All right.
All right.
Kyle Schwarber is my DH.
That's a great DH.
He doesn't even need to play left field for me. You know, we got a DH coming
Prototypical.
back. All he's got to do is hit, and we know he can hit.
Yeah, you got another one.
Oh, I got another one. Oh,
Come on, kid.
My
Keep with us
Lord.
here.
okay. I'm going to go with my second baseman. I'm going to take Mark DeRosa. Big fan of Mark DeRosa.
Well,
back in the day.
he was on my radar.
Yeah, that 2007, 2008 little run he had. I thought, you know, he was Ben Zobrist. We talked about this last time. He was Ben Zobrist almost 10 years before Ben Zobrist was Ben
Right,
Zobrist for the Cubs.
right.
Like Mark DeRosa moved all over the place, second base, third base, left field, right field, whatever it was. He did what needs to be done. And, you know, again, that game-winning home run, the comeback against the Rockies, that lives in my head forever. That was awesome. Sticking with Mark DeRosa.
Joey, there's no space in DeRosa, just to let you know.
There you go.
There we go.
Come on, Joey. Get it together.
It's not LaRussa. So that's me, right? I'm up?
No, that's
Cody's
for
up.
me.
Cody's up.
Oh, no. Please don't take who I'm thinking.
Uh-oh.
Don't take my pick. I've got it written down on my sheet of paper already.
Oh,
Well,
Don't take him.
now I feel pressure.
I mean, I just screwed myself.
Let's see. I'm not sure if he played right field or not.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here's the danger zone.
This is a little tough. But I want to take Moises Alou, but I know he played left field, but I don't know if he ever played right field very often.
So you're taking him as your right fielder?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
I did have him written down as a right fielder. He played right field. Lucky son of a
Okay.
gun.
First of all, why would you tell him that?
We were going to figure that out anyway.
No, we weren't. He was going to not take him because he wasn't sure.
He picked.
Moises Alou.
Yeah.
How many games did he play in right field?
Not many, but he played right field. I know he did. I looked it up.
And it will always be Moist Hands Alou.
Moist
Let's
hands
remember.
Alou.
It's all right.
Oh, that,
Stucky, 2 picks.
All right, Stucky,
that
you're
just
up.
threw my whole thing off.
Oh, is that who
I
you're
was
gonna
going
pick?
with the veteran players, and I had Alou. Now I got nobody left. I have nobody for left field.
Uh-oh.
All my guys are off. Oh, gosh.
Oh, I still have one for left field I could take.
All right. Well, I'm going to go Henry Rodriguez in left.
Henry Rodriguez in left. It wasn't even on my board. Wasn't even
Now
on
I'm really
my
going old.
board.
I feel like I'm losing this draft because I'm skewing a little too old. Still need
do
a
you have
catcher
Catcher, yeah. Catcher and a DH.
and a DH.
Yep.
Boy, my catcher choices are tough. There's 4.
Yep.
Coy Hill is still on the board.
Coy Hill is not my guy.
Still on the
Coy Hill is not my guy.
Cubs legend.
I'll tell you why I would have picked the other guys. I'm going to go Giovanni Soto because he was Rookie of the Year.
Yep. Well, he still needs a catcher, so don't
All right, I won't. I'll tell you why the other
don't
guys.
give him any ideas yet.
Oh, well, you were the one that just told him to pick Moises Alou
No,
for no
he-
reason whatsoever.
He picked Moises Alou.
No, he
It
didn't.
it was picked.
He was debating taking.
No, I took him.
right.
I
Well,
wanted
now
to
you
take him.
did.
I just thought that if he didn't play that position, then you guys were going to get to
Run the
choose.
track back. I'm pretty sure he said, I'm going Moises Alou right field. I'm pretty sure he said that. Anyway.
All right, so go ahead.
So I'm going to go catcher as well. And I'm going to go We Are Good, Miguel Montero.
Miguel Montero, one of the biggest home runs in Cubs history.
Yeah,
And
pitching staff might not like him, but
yeah. And technically,
Miggy.
got the most important hit in the World Series.
nothing wrong with that pick. That was
No, it's a good pick.
an equal
My
choice.
team hits a lot of bombs, guys. We're hitting a lot of homers.
I was going to pick Michael Barrett just for somebody to punch A.J. Brzezinski.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Somebody's
He
got
was
to
an
punch
all-star.
A.J.
He was an all-star.
He was a good hitter. Yeah.
Michael Barrett?
No, I mean, I didn't go there. I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
that was another
He was
guy I
good.
was
Yeah, another
considering.
guy.
Yeah.
If I came down to it, I was gonna take Henry Blanco because that's my guy.
'Cause that's
Hank
your
White,
guy.
I love him.
Right.
Victor Caratini had a nice little run. Anyway, so am I up?
Yay.
Final two picks.
Final 2 picks, and I got left field and third base to go.
Left field's thinning out,
Left
baby.
field's thinning out, but I do have one guy that everyone loved. Well, short time he was here. I'm gonna go young Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson, love him.
Jock
Yeah.
Jams.
He was incredible after with the Braves. He was so good.
Yeah, he was really good.
He had a hot May.
Oh yeah,
Great stash.
Jocktober.
Fit in with Chicago.
Oh
Does,
god.
does his spring training also count towards your? 'Cause
No,
he was really
yeah,
good at
right.
spring training.
Jocktober is all that matters. But no, he was awesome here. Loved him. Like you said, the mustache
Yeah.
created a little bit of a legend there.
All right, finish off your team. We're
And
sick
then my
of your
third
team already.
baseman is going to be another new guy, I think. Unless no, we're gonna go with the new guy. He set the world on fire for a couple months there. Patrick Wisdom.
Give me wisdom, gives me strength.
Give me wisdom. He set the world on fire. May through June. I mean, he set the Cubs rookie record, the home run record. He beat Bryant last year. I mean, he struggled at the end of the year, but he was awesome last year and was one of the few talking points once the sell-off happened. So my last pick, my Mr. Irrelevant is Patrick Wisdom.
It could be similar to my Gio Soto pick. It
Yeah.
might not be a long, successful.
He's memorable.
Memorable.
Yeah.
All right, Cody.
Last pick.
Finish
So
it
I got
up.
a DH, so I can literally pick anyone.
Anyone that has not been picked yet.
Well, there's so many guys. I could go new. I could go old here. Let's go with the guy who was just always solid. And I got a lot of power. This guy was just a professional hitter, I thought. Todd Walker.
Good player.
Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go DH too, and these are the guys I'm considering.
Okay.
I go down the list. I look here. Fred McGriff.
Fred McGriff.
Solid.
Not bad. 30 homer season. Who else was I think? Frankie Schwindel.
Yeah. Look at
Thinking about it. Jorge Soler.
Ooh. That was one guy I did forget about.
Thinking about it. Here's one of my favorite pinch hitters. Jake Fox. Do you remember Jake Fox? He came up and you were like, the only thing that guy can do is swing for the fences. I'm going to go Fred McGriff. I don't know how you can go wrong with Fred McGriff. I know that makes my team a little old, but whatever.
Fred McGriff. That's your final choice?
It's my final choice.
Mr. Irrelevant, Fred McGriff.
I wouldn't say he was irrelevant.
Well, I'm saying hit on the draft, he is Mr.
I thought you might have
Irrelevant.
gone all-star Brian LaHare.
Yeah.
No, I
Well,
didn't.
Sneaky
How
all-star.
before we do that?
I could have gone Soler, though.
How about before we do that, let's show the graphic to the people watching. They can see our teams. We can run
The
through them real
graphic's
quick.
been on the whole time.
Oh, is it on? All right.
Oh,
cool.
has
Yeah,
it?
so now we want people to hit us on Twitter and on social and let us know.
We'll put a
who
poll
do you think
up.
won the draft?
Who do you think
Yeah,
won the
let's do a
draft?
poll. Who won that
Well, yeah, let's run
2000 and now draft?
Through, let's run through some what is it called? Honorable
Honorable mentions? Okay, yeah,
If you
yeah.
got any that we missed on there, anyone watching, go
Well, I
ahead
just
and flash
mentioned a
them
few
on
of
the
'em.
screen. Yeah, go ahead and flash them on the screen.
Nobody did Corey Patterson.
No, Corey Patterson.
Glenn Allen
I
Hill.
thought Ryan Terrio maybe.
Ryan
The Ryan, no,
Terrio.
I've disavowed Ryan Terrio. I've
He was a
disavowed
diva.
After
in the
the
clubhouse.
Cardinal comment.
after the Cardinal comment. He's disavowed. Mark Bellhorn. I always liked him, and not for anything he did on the Cubs.
Yeah.
But those old Slugfest games, I used to
Oh,
play with him, and
yeah.
he had an
Poor
awesome
Frank
batting
Schwindel.
stance.
Nobody went Ian Happ.
Yeah,
Nobody
Frank
went
was
Jim
fun.
Edmonds.
No Ian Happ. Jim
Nobody
Edmonds.
did Jason Hayward, the speech.
Yeah. The speech.
Chris
Throw it out
Coughlin.
there. You got to have a speech.
No, Chris Coughlin. Nate
Juan
Shearhort
says we should choose pitchers. We'll be choosing pitchers eventually. Just today we're filling out our lineups.
Right. Yeah, just lineups.
Yeah, just
we
lineups.
will have a pitcher draft.
Cliff Floyd. I liked Cliff Floyd when he was here.
I thought about him.
Matt Merton, I was talking about earlier, and he was the Japanese League MVP or something like that. Like Matt Merton's cool.
My other catcher I was considering was Joe Girardi. Got to have a leader.
Joe Girardi, yeah.
Oh yeah, Joe Girardi.
Northwestern guy.
David Ross.
David Ross.
David
Nobody took
Ross.
Grandpa Rossi.
I completely forget about Grandpa Rossi. Oh, unreal.
Mike Fontenot.
I could pick him for manager then.
You could.
Mike
Fontenot.
Yep.
Darwin Barney.
Oh.
Well, that's a name from the
Darwin
past.
Barney.
Gold Glove winner.
Yeah.
DJ LeMahieu. Why could he have not been as good as he was later on with the Cubs? Anyway.
That might have been.
Well, that was a pretty short.
That was, if there's any bad trade,
That's their worst.
that's one of the worst.
No, that's their worst, period.
You think it's
Right?
worse than Eloy and Cease?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Real bad.
Interesting.
You got a guy that never even played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a guy that never even played, and you gave up a guy who
Yeah,
was, one of the best hitters
At
in
least
baseball.
Quintana. At least
All-star.
Quintana was.
Yeah,
Had some
agreed.
experience. Yeah.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we got good news coming tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I had a blast. And
Ooh, someone said
hopefully-
Tony Campana.
hopefully
just
I have a
wanted to-
Tony
blast
Campana, yeah, you got to have the speed. Steal home, baby.
Felix
One
PA
career
and Fred-
homer is an inside the park homer.
Felix PA and Freddie Bynum. Don't forget about them.
Thanks for listening to the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by PointsBet. We'll do it again tomorrow. Corey Freeman. Friedman will join us tomorrow. We'll have another good discussion. We'll see you then.